And yes, we're still divided and united at the same time. We're divided by our differences and our inability to compromise or understand or seek the understanding that helps unite us. We're united by the fact that we're all Americans, and that's where the line ends. By now you're wondering, who the heck is this guy? My name is Marcus Williams, and I'm just a guy. But more importantly, I'm an American that wants to see this country survive and thrive in the storm of the world that is constantly changing. So here we go. Who's shaking the jar? Who is shaking the jar? Who stands to benefit? Who stands to benefit from our failures? Who stands to benefit from our inability to communicate? Who stands to benefit from all of the infighting? Who stands to benefit from what you ask? From our failures. Every single time we fail, someone else benefits, either inside or outside of our borders, because we become weaker. One of the things that I like to think about is the say a football team is constantly fighting amongst themselves, and they can't get it together. Well, while they're fighting amongst themselves, the other team is marching towards the goal line. So you gotta ask yourself, well, who benefited? Well, the other team benefited because you couldn't get it together and you lost. If we lose today, this country on the world stage, if we lose today, it's more than a 6-point touchdown. We could lose something much greater. We could lose our freedom. We could lose the identity of this country and who we are fighting to be. So we need to figure it out. We need to get it together. And we need to be more of one. E pluribus unum. Out of many come one. But we still haven't figured it out. We're falling apart. We're breaking apart. And we're disintegrating. Henceforth, the flag in the background. If we can patch all of this up and get all of this together, we can make that thing nice, pretty, and new, and make it stand for what it stood for many years ago. United we stand. Well, there are many things that we're grappling with today at this point in time in our society. And one of the things that you're well aware of is that we just went through an election year. And every time there's an election, there are several hot button topics. And the one flashpoint, rather, and the one hot button topic this election, as it is every election, is the vote. The vote, the vote, the vote. Just remember, I don't have the answers to the questions. But I want to ask thoughtful questions so that you can figure out on your own who got their hands on the jar and is shaking it like nobody's business. We always ask ourselves, why is the vote so important? Why is the right to vote so important? During an election year, you see all of the ads saying, get out to vote. It's your right to vote. Your vote counts. Your vote makes a difference. The hardest thing to do is to sell someone an intangible object. And that's what a vote is. It's an intangible object. You can't see, feel, taste, or touch it. But people are constantly telling you, you gotta have it, you gotta have it, it's yours, it's your right. It's for you. Convincing someone to vote is like selling them insurance. You have to get people to understand that it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. It's kind of like, say, if Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote were running for office. There are 6 million voters in your state. Out of those 6 million voters, 3 million voted for Bugs, 3 million voted for Wile E. You have to decide for yourself, because you're the 3,000,001 voter. You have to decide for yourself. Do you want Wile E. Coyote to be running things? And you know what his track record looks like. Or do you want Bugs Bunny to be running things? Well, you don't really have much of a better choice for Bugs Bunny because, you know, he's kind of a shady character too. But the point is that 3,000,001 vote makes a difference of what you get and what you don't get. That 3,000,001 vote gives you the right to say, I affected change. And that's what a vote is, affecting change. You controlling on a broader scale your destiny. And it may seem like it's an insignificant thing, but if enough people that think like you, that believe like you, will vote like you, hey, your guy wins. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. But I have to tell you, if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. If you don't vote, you can't say, I don't like this candidate. If you don't vote, you can't say, I don't like the way things are. Because having that vote gives you the right to say, I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't need it. Blah, 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 however you want to put it. Complain, complain, complain. My vote gives me the right to say, I do not like the way things turn out. But it also gives me the right to say, I will vote the next time, and if enough people that vote like me the next time, maybe we can get the guy that we want. The basis behind the vote is your guy is not going to win. Your person, I need to correct myself, your person is not going to win every time. But if you continue to try and continue to vote, maybe your person will win the next time, or the next time, or the next time. You remember I told you, everybody can't win, and you can't win all the time. It's kind of like the Patriots right now. You know, they won all the time. Well, now the dynamics of the game has changed, and they're not winning anymore, not like they were. So you can consider that as a vote. You know, it affected the change of the team, and now things have changed. Or they changed for a better way. They changed for a better if you're not a Patriots fan. But if you're a Patriots fan, no, they didn't change to the better. But I don't want to get off topic on the Patriots because I can do it all day long, and we can get way, way, way down the rabbit hole on football and stuff like that. But I don't want to do that. Many times, a lot of people, major complaint is when it comes to the vote. Well, my vote's not going to make a difference. Or why should I vote? Or what good does it do to vote? They're going to do what they want to do. And you have to understand that your vote does make a difference. Your vote counts. And it counts on a larger scale. And I cannot stress that enough. I can't explain every little minute detail of how your vote is going to change, or how your vote is going to affect change. But what I can tell you is, many people have died for the right to vote. Many people will continue to fight, and some may die, to continue to have the right, and many others that are denied those rights in this country and others. I hope not. Just remember, there are still monsters in the world. With all of the sacrifice that has been given to allow you the right to go to that poll box, cast your ballot for the candidate that you feel the most confidence in, is something that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been poured out over the days, weeks, months, years, decades, centuries, eons. For as long as we know, there's been a vote. People have struggled and people have suffered for that right. So ask yourself, when we're talking about shaking the jar, ask yourself, who wants to keep you from voting? Who benefits if you don't vote? Who wins if you don't exercise that right? A vote is a powerful thing. It can imprison a person for years or a lifetime. It can take a life. It can deny you all those freedoms that you cherish so much. But you don't know if you don't vote. The simplest way I can put it is, the best thing, the greatest thing about a vote, it sends a message to the rest of the world that says, here's my vote. I care. A vote, whoever it's cast for, however it's cast, makes you a single part of a greater whole that moves in one direction. Now, what direction that moves in, it just depends on how you align yourself. We would all like to think that our vote is moving us in the direction of a greater good. Hopefully, we can continue or start moving in the direction of a greater good. But that's still yet to be seen. We've gotten off track here in this country. And it's going to take a lot to get us back on track. But we can start today, right here, right now, by doing one simple thing.